Hi guys, I'm Paul from Merrick Property Group, and today we're shooting a Help Series video on a really important topic when it comes to getting your home sold for the best possible price. It's photography. And today I'd like to introduce you to our exclusive photographer, Mr. Jeff Brislane from Tempest Light Photography. Jeff, welcome.
Thanks, Paul.
Jeff, thanks so much for joining us today, mate. It's an absolute pleasure working with you over many years now. Could you just give us a little bit of an idea about your company, Tempest Light Photography, perhaps why you started that business and what sort of role you see you play in the sale of the property?
Yeah, no problem, Paul. So I started my business 13 years ago. I initially started out as a wedding and portrait photographer, but I soon started doing real estate photography and found that I really loved doing it. These days I specialise 100% in real estate photography, and I've been working for Paul now for about 5 years.
Fantastic, thanks mate.
No problem.
Now, Jeff, when people are getting their home prepared for sale, can you give us any tips? You've been through a lot of different homes, from one-bedroom units to multi-million-dollar palaces, essentially acreage properties and everything in between. Can you give us perhaps 3 top tips to help people prepare their home for a photographic shoot?
Yeah, sure. Look, probably the most important things you need to do are make sure that what's in your house on the photo shoot day is what you want to see in your final photos. I see a lot of people, when I get there, I start to take photos and they say, oh, do you want this in? Should I have this? Should I have that? They're kind of the questions you really need to look at your house yourself the day before and think, you know, what do I want to have in these shots? And one of the big ones is personal photos. Perhaps you want to take the personal photos out or leave them in. And other things as well, see any other personal items and things like that. Also, just make sure the lights all work. That's another classic one. We get to the job and some of the downlights aren't working, and that happens quite regularly. So make sure your lights are working, and generally just try not to worry too much. Don't worry too much about how your house looks. You know, I go around and make sure things look really nice as well. We tidy up a little bit. We fix cushions and blinds and things like that as well on the day. So.
Fantastic, fantastic. Great advice. Now, we often get asked too, Jeff, from people whose properties we're selling, during the photo shoot or perhaps after the photo shoot, they might not be happy with some brown patches in their lawn, or they might not be happy with the high tension power line behind their house. And they're often asking, can we edit or change those items? Can you give us a bit of an insight into what you can perhaps edit and what you can't edit?
Yeah, that's a good question, Paul. Look, there's a lot of things we can do with the photography, and there's a lot of things we can't do. Obviously, we can increase the contrast a little bit, make the colours in the house pop a little bit, and I also bracket the photos. So I'm shooting photos to show the light areas of the room as well as the darker areas in a more even, natural way. More like what your eye sees, because cameras pretty much can't see what our eyes see. They're kind of limited to probably half, maybe even a third of the range of light that the human eye can see. So those kind of things we can do. As far as power lines go, no, we're legally not allowed to edit out things like power lines. Even grass, it's if the owner's going to fix the grass, it's fine. I'll patch over pieces of grass if the owner's going to fix that. But generally speaking, if you've got a large area of your backyard that's missing grass, just putting nicer grass in there is a little bit disingenuous, especially when people turn up on the open home day and find out that your lawn's all full of bindies and it's missing, you know, half the grass. So yeah, there are limitations, and as a professional photographer running a professional business, you know, I'm always constrained by the ethics as well as the laws regarding real estate listings. And I'm well versed in those laws and the ethics as well, and we generally stick to the letter of the law. We enhance what we can and we do the best job that we can, but we don't go overboard, definitely.
That's fantastic, Jeff. I think just while we wrap up this video today, there's some great tips in there, some good honest advice. I think one of the reasons Jeff and I have worked together so well for so many years now is we've got similar ethics. We're very passionate about what we do, and certainly for anybody that is considering selling their home, this is a really worthwhile section of advice here from Jeff in preparing your home for photos. Make sure your photos are realistic. Make sure when people turn up at your property, what they've seen online or in the papers is what they're seeing when they arrive at your home. So Jeff, thanks so much. For people that want to get in contact with you directly, you're happy for me to give out your web address?
Yeah, no problem at all.
So we'll put a link up to this as well. But for anyone that wants to contact Jeff directly, your web address, Jeff, is?
It's jeffbrislane.com.au, and my email is jeffbrislane@gmail.com.
Fantastic. Jeff, thanks for your time, mate.
No problem, Paul. See you next shoot.
Right.
Thanks, mate.